It's the final few seconds before the lights go out and the race to the podium begins. You know this battle will be won off the track as well as on it. You've studied your tactics, anticipated every move like a grandmaster. You've researched and analyzed, modified and fine-tuned to perfection. You have honed your instincts to give you an edge over your rivals. Your drivers focused, your team ready. The championship in the balance. First past the checkered flag, the goal. Epic victory or ultimate failure.
Shout out to Marco Padrana, Alfredo Jr., and the Gaming Squad, and all our channel members. Join memberships. Welcome back, Gaming with King family, to another F1 Clash video. In today's video, we're going to be sharing with you guys a secret pit technique that you might hear me talk about in my videos a lot, but I'm going to break it down now and show you guys what the technique is, so you guys can also get an advantage while using that technique. Before we jump into it, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications. Also remember to leave a like on the video. All right, hopefully we could get a track that the technique work on. Great. It does not work well on all tracks. All right, what I'm going to do is let me search for a series with a track that it might work on perfectly, like the Spa or Monaco. It works well on those tracks. All right, so let's go here. Let's see if we can get match on the Spa. All right, because it works pretty decent on tracks like the Spa. It also works on Silverstone, but on some tracks it can be risky to use. Like on Silverstone, it's quite risky to use it on Silverstone because you might miss pit. However, on others it might work well. It works really easy. It's easy and simple to use on others. Some others. All right, so yeah, we can use it here on Austria as well. All right, so what you need to take consideration when you're using this technique is that lane, that little box, that little square box in between where the pit lane entrance is. Leading up to the pit lane entrance, you'll see a line. All right, now that line is right around the corner around here where you see that line right at the pit lane entrance. If you look up there, you see that little line, that little box before that line. Let's go around. So these lines, very important to note, all right, for this technique. So as you can see, these lines here, very important to note for this technique. All right, I'm going to explain once you reach around to the other line. All right, so sometimes when you're going into the pits, when you put in your pit order nice and early to go to pit, this line, very important. So that's the entrance of the pit line. So you're going to look at the next line that's leading up before it. All right, now, so you'll see a line forming to go into the pits. Let's see what tires these guys are on. All right, so most of them are on hard tires, so they're not going to go to pit with me, but we'll see. All right, so let me look on this track. All right, so from that line right there leading up to the pit line, all right, it's very important. So when you're going into pit at times and you see cars lining up, AI cars, rival cars, your car, forming a line to go into the pits. All right, so this is where this technique comes into play. So if you look and you see like all the cars at the top are in soft tires, you're going to be in soft tires. You know they're going to be going to pit in the third lap. You're going to be going to pit in the third lap, and you see them start forming that line. What you want to do is you want to wait, put up your pit orders. So the driver in the back, normally you just put up his pit orders and let it work for him, leave him to join the line. However, your driver that's in front, you want to cancel his pit, and then you want to save and wait. All right, so you want to wait until you see that line forming. Then you want to put in that pit, and then you see him swing into pit like that. So if there was cars that was forming up a line, your driver would have been overtaking that line that was going to be going into the pits. All right, So it works really well for tracks like the Spa where you're going downhill and then you have that sharp corner into the pits. For tracks like this one, where the pit lane is kind of open and fast to pass, you'll tend to miss pit a lot. Alright, so like you see that car lining up there to go into the pit. If we were going to pit at that point, then we would have gotten in front. Alright, so let me try and see if I can line up with a car that's about to go to pit. Alright, get by here, and Alonso should go to pit. And alright, so he's not getting by. Alright, I wanted to line it up with that Alonso. You'll see him overtake and then he'll swing around and go into pit. Alright, so this is not a good example at all. So I'm going to do one more race and see if we can get it done there. Alright, so it looks like these guys are about to go to pit. You see them farm that line. That line will hold you up. No, they're not going to pit. Alright, so once you see them farming that line, you want to be very careful. You want to be ready and waiting to do your technique. So you'll put in your go to pit orders and you'll wait for it, and wait for it. Alright, and you want to watch where your car is compared to the pit lane, because you don't want to do it too late or else you're gonna miss pit. And they'll swing around and then it's like that was too late, and your drivers would have missed pit on that track. All right, so as I said before in the disclaimer, it's kind of a hit or miss technique. If you get it right, then you get the results, and if not, then you don't. All right, so be mindful of that when using this technique. Hamilton flying, Leclerc flying here on 0 tires. Let me look at the rest of the pack. Oh yeah, the rest of them are out of tires as well. So yeah, that's why he was flying, because I was like, wait, how comes he's flying on 0 tires? The rest of them was out of tires. Let's see if we can get a next match and possibly get the Spa so I can show you this technique. You'll have to practice it on tracks like the Spa before you use it on other tracks like that one we just raced on, or else you're gonna pay dearly. dearly. It might cost you your race. Let's get this race straight and then we'll jump back in to see if we can get the Spa up. Nice, we got some power plant there, so we just need 6 more power plant, which is nice. Alright, let's go back down to Series 5. Series 3 also have the Spa. No, Series 3 does not this time around. So it's Series 5 for the Spa. Fingers crossed that we match on the Spa so I can show you guys this technique. Tracks like the Spa is where it's mostly effective, but it's also good on other tracks like Silverstone. I've used it on Silverstone before. As you know, Silverstone, the line farms from that corner going into the pit. So I fly around the corner and around into this corner down here is where the line starts to go into the pit on Silverstone. So I've overtaken cars going into the pit already, and then my drivers just swing into the pit. Alright, sometimes if you get it right and your driver is just ahead of the AI car as well, he'll swing in front of the AI car and the AI car will break up. Even if it's your rival, he'll do the same and he'll break up. Alright, wait, we should have gone soft tires. Didn't pay attention there to see this is what was going on. It's gonna start and dry. So if we were on softs, we would have been in a huge advantage, but that's alright. Rain is gonna start any minute. There goes the rain. And it's going for a few seconds and then it's gonna come back to dry. So we're gonna keep that boost up as we want to do the technique. So let's cut down. I'm not focusing on necessarily winning this race, as we want to do the technique mainly. So I want to go to pit with a line. Alright, so I want to try and find the time when they're going to go to pit and I can go to pit with them. Let's boost Leclerc here so he keep up. Don't want him to be too far away. I want him to be just right behind these cars as they're going to be going into the pits. He can go in and get the overtake done that I want to show you guys. So it's a pit lane, pit entry overtake basically. Alright, so it's now dry. If I was racing to win this race, I would now go to pit to switch to dry tires. But the AI cars are not now going to go to pit. They're going to go around for another lap on their wet tires before they go to pit. Alright, let's go to pit now. And then we'll come back behind the AI cars as they're going to be piling up to go to pit. So we'll come back and go to pit with them. Number 20 coming to pit now. Number 22. Those are the smartest teams in the game. Alright, so we're just going to be streamlining now. Should just be pulling overtakes, getting around so we can go to pit with these cars. Alright, so let's see. The rival, Alonso, should go to pit here. Let's see. Alright, so when you're doing this technique, you want to make sure you have your pit orders up. And then you want to watch. You want to watch. Once you see your driver swing around, then you put in that go to pit orders. And then he'll go to pit. You see, you overtake that car that was about to go to pit. That's how you want to do it. Alright. So you want to watch and wait for the right moment. If you don't get it right, then you're going to miss pit. I can guarantee you're going to miss pit if you do not get this technique right. Alright. So we're going to wait again as these cars should go to pit. And we're going to do it again so you get your pit orders up and wait for the right timing. Alright, so Russell should go to pit. Alright, so look at this pack here. Jam up. Some of them should be going to pit. So then you keep it. Get that pit orders up and inside. Alright. There we go. There he go. You see that nosedive in there? I thought we were mispitted. We were going to get the mispit there. But you saw that nosedive in there. We kind of overtake all of those who were going to go to pit there. Alright. So that's the secret technique to go to pit. Secret pit strategy. Late pit technique that you always hear me talk about in my videos. Let me try a late pit technique. You always hear me say that. You don't know what it is. Now you know. So it works on mostly tracks with a corner before the pit lane. On tracks where the pit lane is nice and open and there's a speedway to get by the pits, it doesn't work too well on those tracks. Alright. Miss pit there with Leclerc. Just got him down to conserve. Putting his go to pit orders. Alright, these guys are all on hard tires, so they're not going to go back to pit. Let's boost Leclerc from there as he's about to go to 0 tires. But I'm happy I've showed you guys the technique. So that's the late pit technique. That's how it works. Hopefully you guys can use it and get some good results. So it works best if you're in a pack going into pit. That's when it works best. So let's say you're in a pack of 5 cars going into pit and you're the number 6 car. You can overtake at least 3 of those cars and then go into pit. We're running Leclerc out of fuel. I didn't even notice. Oh my god, I didn't even notice Leclerc was on low fuel. And he's out of fuel. Oh my god. Alright, great race, Leclerc. He's about to go out of fuel. There he goes. Great race from Leclerc. Didn't even notice because I was focusing on showing you guys the pit technique. But it is alright. It was a great race nonetheless. And you guys get to see the technique. So that's why that's made the race well worth it in the end. All right. Let me know down in the comments if you guys ever used this technique before. If you know about this technique, use code word secret technique down below to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys for all your support. And that's going to be it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.